Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. You just say this word, and right away, it just feels good even to say the word, to even think that it could be coming your way. The word is massage. Who doesn't like a massage? It's so relaxing. It can be therapeutic. Well, did you ever consider the same thing for dogs and cats? We're going to talk with a certified canine and feline massage therapist. I knew they existed. I never met one. Going to learn a lot today. And this is what she does. She has a business where she travels and takes care of animals in the Toronto, Ontario, Canada area. Regan Macaulay joins us on the program. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I wish I was getting a massage.
Mm. Yeah, I could use one too.
Yeah. Who doesn't like one? And then now look, we'll bring it down to our pets. When you're doing what you're doing, are you doing it for them just because it's enjoyable and relaxing, or is it usually always with an eye on therapeutics?
A little bit of both, mainly therapeutics though, both physical and psychological. So the enjoyment factor still factors into good mental, psychological health as well for pets. So especially ones that are anxious or are rescues, perhaps, a history of
Hmm.
neglect, abuse, whatever, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
When you're doing a massage, you're addressing many different things from reflexology, lymphatic drainage, uh, essentially all the things that we go for a massage for.
Right.
The lymphatic system, oh my gosh, so much is not known or talked about, but it is like the most important system in our body, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it flushes the toxins. I mean, it filters out the toxins through the lymph nodes, basically. So, I mean, this type of massage therapy is going to be used in cats and dogs that are recovering from an illness or surgery or even an injury, or perhaps, quote unquote, detoxing from medications or a not a highly processed diet, things like that. I actually find that if you do a lymphatic drainage massage on a dog or cat that doesn't need it, it's a little intense for them that way. Whereas if they're in need of it, they find it very relaxing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um, just using your hands, you can tell if they need it.
No, it's more to do with the things that I listed. So that's when you're going to know that your pet it needs it, or your vet may recommend it in particular. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell with my hands so much as the feedback that they give me when I'm doing the massage. Then I would, whether they were taking it in an intense way or whether it was more relaxing to them.
I've had it done before. It was about a year, more than a year. So last
Okay.
fall, it would have been a year before that. So
Mhm.
yeah, a year and a few months. Um, my eye opener was it. There's hardly any pressure, at least on humans. It's a very light,
That's right.
manipulation of the skin.
That's true. What's intense or hopefully relaxing for the pets that need it is that you're going against the grain, basically, of the fur in particular. You're pushing the fluids towards, through the lymphatic drainage system, basically, and towards the heart, and yes, and through the nodes. So normal Swedish massage is done kind of the opposite way, basically, with the grain, as I like to say, with the fur. Um, Whereas lymphatic is backwards. But the pressure, very much so, you're absolutely correct, for animals too, is on the lighter side. It's not deep tissue. It's with what we call effleurage, which is the pressure in the hand palm here, and or raking, where the pressure's in the fingertips. So definitely not a deep tissue kneading type of thing that you would get from Swedish massage therapy.
Tell me about a situation where it was a dog or cat and you did some massage therapy and there, first of all, did you have one that was challenging to um, acclimate in the beginning? And then also, I want to hear, if you could, a story of their response. Doesn't have to be the same animal, but a different situation, how one might have responded to you.
Okay. Well, I'll begin with one particular client, a Shar that I had a few years ago. And she was definitely guarded and hesitant about massage therapy. And this can happen with a lot of animals. Cats can be trickier sometimes, but I'll speak to this dog. And sometimes it takes multiple sessions before you're able to actually even start the massage therapy session. You need the dog to trust you, and allow you to do this because, especially even in the assessment, when you're doing palpation, it can feel like suddenly they've gone to the vet clinic, because you're assessing their their structure, their muscle tone, the temperature in their bodies, and where there might be pools of cool spots or hot spots or anything like that. But this feels like something a vet might do when they're passing their hands over their body at first. So massage is something that I've found all dogs need time to acclimate to. But some, it's more just like, oh, I enjoy this, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with myself. Especially puppies. They're they're overexcitable and they want to play and they're not really sure what this is about. But after a few sessions, they're like, oh, this is what this is. I remember this. I relax for this. I lie down and I enjoy myself. But getting back to the dog, that I was speaking of, the Shar yeah, she needed time to trust me first and to definitely to acclimate to touch therapy at all. Just wasn't something she was used to. She wasn't a very handsy dog anyway, and would nip. So we just took it very slow, sitting with her, starting with patting after a while, and then, trying the gentlest form of massage, effleurage, which is how you're supposed to begin anyway, and then keeping it light. And then over several sessions, eventually getting to where she's like, I know this woman and I know what she's doing and it's fine. I'm safe. And she will let me do deeper tissue. So
Mm.
she let me do that. And it, as I say, I'd say it was 2 or 3 sessions before I was doing light massage for her, superficial. And then a couple more sessions after that, she was able to trust me enough to do a basic full massage therapy session. And of course, just for those of you who are interested, when you're just warming up with an animal like that, I don't charge for sessions where a massage isn't actually happening quite yet. That's just not fair, obviously. But so, yeah, sometimes the time needs to be built in for these dogs to get used to you, and cats too. Cats even more so. Although cats are surprisingly, the great candidates for massage therapy too. Uh, the difference with them is that you're wanting to keep the massage therapy sessions shorter, generally speaking, because I think most cat owners will know that cats can fairly easily overstimulate. And so we're just avoiding that, generally. So their sessions are quite a bit shorter than most dog sessions, even the small dogs.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I, this is going to be maybe an odd question, but I'm kind of curious.
Mhm.
Do you believe in animal communication?
I do. Yes,
I figured
absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely. My friend Mary Beth Haynes is an animal communicator, and I've taken a couple of courses with her,
Yep.
to learn a little bit about it myself. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, and it's actually something that can sometimes come into play with animal Reiki,
Yes.
especially distance Reiki, I find.
Then there's you beat me to it.
Ah,
The Reiki thing can be so
yes.
beneficial for our animals. Many of us don't realize that energy healing they needed too.
Yes.
But yeah, the animal communication, I'm on your page. And
Hmm.
yeah, I'm a little skeptical in the beginning when I heard about it. It's like, some people can do it. Okay, maybe. Am I able to? So then I studied a little bit with an animal communicator,
Right.
and I have a dog and two cats.
Hmm.
And I've sent messages to them and gotten something back, and it was the answer I needed. Like, why
Hmm.
why is the cat peeing outside the litter box all of a sudden? What's
Hmm.
going, I could look until a day is old. I'm like, why? I can't figure it out. And I know this is woo-woo, but I sent a message like, tell me what's going on. Daddy's not happy, and I need to know what
Yep.
is going on. And what I got back was, I use bags on my litter box.
Uh-huh.
I changed the bags. And that's what I got from my cat.
Okay.
And it was the
They're
answer.
so particular about things like that too. You
Sure.
change the kind of litter or anything like just this, sometimes the location of the litter needs to change, slight little things like that. Cats in particular, dogs can be very particular too, especially compared to humans, but cats,
Mm,
yeah. It's
yeah.
really good if you can learn to communicate in some manner with your cats,
But I didn't
especially.
think of it. It was, a black plastic bag. I bought them in bulk. All right, we're good. And no, that's what I got from one of my cats. And
Mhm.
and then even my dog. There's been times where, oh, let me experiment with this animal communication thing where it's I got to go to work. You need to go to the bathroom. And I verbally say, Tanner, go potty. And I just sent a message like, I need you to go to the bathroom now. We need to go now. And right away, he's done. I'm like, wow, that was magic. I don't think it was a coincidence. I really think I telepathically sent something because I've done it before, and he picks up on it. They are, look at it this way. They don't have to worry about a mortgage, the rent, car payments, going the price of eggs. That's not on their radar.
No.
It's receiving. They're so grounded, paws on the floor 24/7, that they're reading you. You don't even know they're reading you. Somebody walks in and they start barking or they're uncomfortable. They already picked up on that person's energy. They know.
This is a natural form of communication for them. This is something they understand innately.
Yeah.
And think of it like, I think babies, for example, human babies, who are more open to things and then unlearn all of them. Animals don't do that. They don't unlearn these things, at least not to the same extent that we certainly do. They're more open to them. It's more natural. It's just a sort of course situation for them. And then,
Yeah.
and yeah, this is something some of them are already Reiki masters themselves, basically, just by their own being and personality. So, and they often can help out um, in death and in on Earth too, with Reiki sessions, which is amazing and awesome. And yeah.
Great points you bring up. I never even considered it that animals can be Reiki masters just
Mhm.
because they know how to manipulate energy to their best advantage. They could even Reiki themselves. Wow. Um,
Yep.
Reagan, how did you get into this? How did it all start for you? Loving animals, obviously, and then helping them,
Yes.
supporting them.
Yeah, no, I've loved animals ever since I was a kid, a little kid. I would sort of naturally gravitate to them, even insects and things like that. Anything, I just loved them and treated them gently, and they responded well to me. And strangers, even, and family, of course, always told me I had a way with animals, and I certainly think I do. And so originally like a lot of kids who love animals, you think you're going to be a veterinarian when you grow up. But when I got older and I was working with animals in a number of different capacities. First of all, I found myself not very good at math.
Mm.
And the vet clinic thing drifted away, but I was trying to figure out how I did want to work with animals. And so I tried, I've worked in pet stores and in vet clinics as like a receptionist and an assistant, a vet assistant as well. But I'm very glad that I didn't take the veterinary road. And that's no slight. I don't mean to slag veterinarians whatsoever. They're wonderful people and absolutely necessary, but it's just a very stressful job and a very stressful environment, not just for myself, but for the animals too. I wanted to work with animals in a healing way that would help them in a setting that wasn't so distressing to them and to me. So I learned very quickly I didn't want to even work in a vet clinic setting. When I was working at the pet store, a fellow pet professional, a groomer working there, actually suggested canine massage therapy to me.
Wow.
I thought of it before, so I looked into it, and it just took off from there. I found Treetops, which unfortunately I believe they are no longer running their school anymore. I think she's retired. Sheila O'Sullivan, my instructor and mentor. But I found them and I worked with them actually at a distance. There was the option to work online to study or at a distance. And I took the distance opportunity because then you get the DVDs and materials in the mail. So you get to keep it as opposed to online stuff, which disappears after a couple of years.
Hmm.
But anyway, it was a great course and it suits me immensely. And the reason actually I decided to be mobile is again because of the stress and clinical factor. I wanted to work with animals in their home and knowing that they would be most relaxed there. And it's really worked out well that way. It is, as far as I'm concerned, the best setting for them. They also want their mom and dad there sometimes, especially
Mhm.
for the first few sessions, just for reassurance, and so they know they're extra safe.
Many humans don't want to go to the doctor.
No,
Can you blame?
no, no, no.
Can you blame your dog
Exactly.
or cat? And directly to your point, one of my cats 2 weeks ago suffered an injury. I was really, you can't make this up. Tray table, those snack tables that fold up.
Yeah, yeah, of
He was on the table, and this is 1 o'clock in the morning. Thank goodness that it happened when I was home.
course. Yeah.
Table toppled over. He got his tail stuck in the table and
Oh,
started
ow.
and started dragging the table around the house by his tail.
Wow. Mm.
Uh, miracle. Talk about the 9 lives. He's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everything turned out wonderful. But I even called the vet who didn't have any openings, and I called two. I'm sorry, we don't have any openings today. I'm like, yeah, but this is what happened. And they said, observe him. There's not much we can do. And part of the reason why I didn't even want to go to the vet, just what you said, I know this particular cat, not the other one. He's fine. This one
Yeah.
in the cat carrier, off to the vet, all of that is traumatic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and in the end, he's fine. He's,
Yeah.
he had a little bit of a limp. Day later, he was fine. And from the following morning, he was already eating and he was okay. Tail looks to be perfectly okay. A little banged up, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing, and I'm gratified to share this. That whole situation with that cat has changed him. And
Oh.
I really believe on a communication level
Mm-hmm.
that he realized that I guess I saved him. Saved him once from the
Yeah.
shelter, but now he has become mushy, sweet, loving. Like I never used to be able to go over and just kiss him on the head. Now I'm like, and he's great with it. And I really think that it changed him for the
Right. Well,
better.
these kinds of things change us, right? So why
Right.
wouldn't it change his perspective too? And yeah, I myself, for my pets, I have a dog and a cat, as well as a bunch of amphibians. That's a whole other thing. But
Good
my
luck doing
pets.
massage on those.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't do that actually. And I will say, even if you could, it's not good for them because there are toxins in human skin,
Ah,
toxins to them anyway. You would actually end up poisoning them, or maybe perhaps not killing them,
wow.
but it would not be well. So it's certainly not something that you do outside, mostly like warm-blooded and mammals in particular. That's where the massage therapy really
Wow.
is. I mean, it started with equine therapy, so horses sort of
Yes.
to canine massage. But I was just going to say that for my own cat and dog, my vet is mobile too, so she
Oh,
comes to their home. So
oh,
yeah, it's
wonderful.
yeah.
Wow.
So they are out there. They're a little more expensive, of course, because gas, whatever, they have to get to your place. But I find it's worth it. It's
Yeah. Oh my gosh. If I get somebody over the next morning just to make sure my cat was okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever it cost. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, the type of work you do is, I want to see if I'm saying this right. Kurī, Kurī.
Kurī, yeah.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Kurī is a Maori word, Maori being the indigenous peoples of New Zealand, Aotearoa. And Kurī means dog or four-legged animal companion. So
Oh, wow.
New Zealand really influenced me in a big way when I visited there with my husband way back in 2003. We were there for a month, a couple of weeks
Wow.
in each island. I returned there with my mom several years later, basically to do research for some books that I've actually set in New Zealand, some middle grade novels for readers 8 and up. But yeah, the animals inspired me, the landscape inspired me, the people, and the general energy, just to the point where not only did it inspire me to write some children's literature, it inspired the naming and the general feeling I like to give out there with the branding for Kurī Canine Massage.
I never met somebody from New Zealand I didn't like. There's
Yeah,
just,
I
I
know,
don't know
right?
what it is. Like there's just a warmth, happiness,
Mm.
positivity. I could see, I've never been there, but I can
Oh,
see why you feel that way. And at some point that's a travel bucket list for me.
oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. It is a gorgeous place, and the energy of both the people and the land itself is incredible.
Wow. Tell everybody how they find out more about the massage you do.
They can visit my website at Kurī Canine Massage, Kurik, the number nine, massage.com. You can also, on the website, join up with my newsletter, which offers a little course in doggy yoga as well, which goes well with the whole canine massage and feline massage thing too. You can do doggy yoga with your cats too. It's just luring with treats, sort of lead their nose to different parts of their body to give them a stretch, basically. So it's a simple thing. Yeah, there you can find that in a pop-up on my website and join my newsletter and go get tons more information that way too, as I do and blogs and some articles for Local Paws magazine, local pet magazine in the area. And yeah, and my you can book me through the website. My email address is there, as is my phone number and all that good stuff for getting in touch with me, and as well as a page that takes you through the process of what's involved in booking and the initial consultation and the first massage and then subsequent appointments.
And the areas that you service, tell us what that is.
Oh, Toronto, and then I'll say the Golden Horseshoe in general. Right now, I have a client in Cambridge, Ontario, for example. I've had them in Newmarket, just a little north of Toronto. I'm totally able to go out to Whitby, basically where the GO train goes, and buses and that system. I'm able to get out to you that way. Hamilton, yeah, I can get there. So yeah,
Wow.
sometimes there's an additional travel fee. Just note if it's quite a distance, like Hamilton is from Toronto. Just FYI. And most of my clients are in the metropolitan Toronto area.
Fantastic talking with you today.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful speaking
Oh
with
my
you.
gosh.
More
Learned
about you and your pets.
and you too. It learned so much about this. We love our pets. We want to support them, and this is just another extension of doing that. Thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.